doing to me? You tell me what you doing to me. You tell me what you doing to me. You tell me what you doing to me. You know that my love don't come for free. And you scared, and I'm scared of me. You know that my love don't come for free. My love don't come for free. You tell me what you doing to me. 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 You know that my love don't come for free. And you scared, and I'm scared of me. You know that my love don't come for free. My love don't come for free. You know I started my own company. I still need you in my company. If I would've ride, would you ride with me? If I would've died, would you die with me? If my shit was wet, would you lie to me? I don't like to show the other side of me. I never leave my boys because they ride with me. And she don't need to keep it cause she ride on me. Too much hate inside, but it's a part of me. Tell me, can I love when hate's a part of me? Do you remember being ugly, then you glowed on me? Not everybody wants you when it's hard on me. When I look you in the eyes, it take control of me. You know I hate it when you mad at me. My love is deeper than the galaxy. Equivalent exchange the way I alchemy. From the east side better still for a freestyle better still. You tell me what you doing to me. 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 You know that my love don't come for free. And you scared, and I'm scared of me. You know that my love don't come for free. My love don't come for free. You tell me what you doing to me.
They not fighting. They not throwing hands. They not fighting. I got issues.
This won't be long. I'm not gonna talk for long, but see enough people in the chat. What's up, yo? What's up, True Crime? Alright, stop. I kind of want to know what your guys' opinion is. What season was I using? Okay, boom. What's up? How y'all doing? I'm just about. You know what, Bar? I just listened to your last thing. I'm about to answer you just now. By the way, I just finished listening to it. But anywho, how y'all doing? Hello, hi. Is my mic going crazy? It might be doing that loud ass shit. Tell me how loud it is. But maybe you're just not reading it right, like I am. An actual reader. You're reading. I'm reading it wrong. Oh God, old. I need this in my back. Drift got bodied by his OBS. Damn. Hopefully, it don't come from me. They throwing hands, having dialogue right after. You're want to stay long. Hate to see. This is not gonna be long. It's not gonna be long. I'm not gonna stay long. I had a stream planned. I forgot to do it, and it's already. Like, I was going to be done by now. But, okay. First of all, how did you guys feel about the Sanji and King and Queen fight and the Zoro and... Hello? My bad. Is that better? You guys can hear me? My fault. I was just going to say, I just wanted your guys' no, I'm here. Don't do me like that. I'm right here. I'm right here to go nowhere. Nobody bodying me. I'm the strongest. All right. I kicked my this computer is old and raggedy. Fights didn't move you personally. Okay. Is anybody's main complaint that they're too short? Just out of curiosity, if that's the reason, or do you think Oda wasted too much time? What's happening, man? It's a little bigger, a little bit bigger. With that title, Naya agrees with me. What's good though? What's up? Somehow the arc is rushed but dragging. That's the weirdest thing. It's like this. There are these moments where it comes across like it's going really fast, and then I'm like, now I feel like we're being rushed. Yeah, compared to Luffy struggles. Okay, fair enough. Yes, I agree. I don't read the manga, so I don't know. You're good for you. Don't bother. You're safe. You're in a safe space. We needed at least one more chapter of the hand. So here's the thing I'll say with Sanji, right? I had a feeling Sanji's fight was over. All things considered, I do think that this moment was supposed to be a lot bigger. I don't wanna go into like territory where it's like I had these grand expectations. Oda didn't do that, therefore Oda bad because he didn't meet my expectations. But I really like I tempered myself. My honestly, my expectations weren't particularly high. And I still feel like I've been let down by these two interactions. I really thought that, first and second mate taking down the first and second mate of a Yonko in the Four Emperor arc is pretty big deal, because even when Luffy went up against Cracker, it was a big deal. Even when we just mentioned Snack, that was a big deal. And then obviously, the Katakuri thing was a big deal. I thought that these fights would have been one of the few times where Oda might have deviated from his natural normal formula. I was wrong. Sanji's fights tend to end quickly when he truly goes on the offensive. So when he hit Queen with that combo reminiscent of the Kurobi, I actually thought he might be done. I wasn't too shocked, though I was hoping for more. I'll stop there for now. I'm just here, all right. Just need one chapter with his hands. Yeah, it would have been nice to learn a bit more about Queen's past. Well, especially since he was part of Mads and connected with like Vegapunk and Judge. That would have been interesting. This ain't hitting hard, I feel you. Zoro's fight felt like one day you miss school and next day you miss like you miss one day at school. Like, yo, yesterday you should be yesterday. Yo, Kevin got into a fight with Kyle. Yeah, like it really does. I think their attacks are big, but didn't feel for both fights. Always showing his love for Zoro with those named attacks. King of Hell, though. Well, King of Hell was supposed to be related to Enma. Enma is the king of the underworld, right? So I think that was more a line of when he's admitting his hockey through Enma to that degree. I guess you can say he's in his King of Hell form. But yeah, it's cool shit. I wish the King flashback was implemented in such a minor way. Brother, have a good stream, brother. Yes, brother Glam, brother Glam. Have a good day, brother Glam. Will he be in the call later, brother Glam? We'll be in the call later, Glam. Would you rather have a flashback in an early chapter? Yes. But have you considered that you could have saved 50% with Geico? No. But did you know that? What's the thing we kept seeing from Kiwi? Did you know what teamed up with Grubhub again? I can't remember what it was. You teamed up with Grubhub. Anyways, yeah. It would have been funny. Sorry. It would have been funny to see a small interaction with Queen and the other madman back in the day. You drinking alcohol now or something else in that glass? It's sake. Close. It's cold sake. A little bit of wine. I will be yours. All right. Bet. Okay, so here's my issue too, right? Like, listen. So I'm not giving Sanji the pass, but his fights tend to end quickly when he goes on the offensive. So like, there's a part of me that's like, it's consistent, but I really wish he deviated for this, so the formula can change. But it is what it is. What can he do, right? The Zoro and King stuff, I thought was gonna be way more of an epic battle. Zoro's fights tend to kind of go on longer. It's to the point where I could actually see King maybe having some one last resort move or technique he never got a chance to use. But does it come across to anybody? Do you guys know what Sparks Notes is? Did you ever have to like read a book in school, but you didn't want to, so you went to Spark Notes, and Spark Notes would give you the summary version of all the most important things you needed to know about the book? I feel like I'm getting the Sparks Notes version of all of these fights. That's how it comes across to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it comes across to me as like this is the summarized version of the fight that you really want. Bonjour, mon coeur. Final Fantasy 14, by the way. Okay, here we go. PC got sponsors now, and that's when he ends the stream might be an 8-hour plus fight, 18 zone durability. Yeah, I'm literally coming up. Might drop some product placement these days. I feel it. Nigga explains Spark Notes like he's following he's following Mental Delinquent. I mean, they might have just not done homework at all. You never know. Sanji fainting felt forced. I did too. It didn't come across to me like he struggled very hard. Honestly, I agree with that. Straw Hats diminishing that. Unrelated, but I'm playing Great Ace Attorney in the 4th case. But that first case with that woman, I was getting annoyed. Solid stuff, man. You finally playing some real games, Coogan. You put down all that Atlas bullshit. You finally playing some real games, bro. Did you play the rest of the Ace Attorney series, by the way? Don't tell me if this is the first one you're playing. I'm mad at you. This better not be the first Ace Attorney game we're playing. I'm watching you, Coogan. I'm looking and I'm watching. Alright, you know what it is. Alright, you got it, man. Yeah, it's just these fights. Like, I thought this these guys fighting against King and Queen, this first commanders, second and third, or first and second respectively, was going to be way of a more impactful moment. And then thinking about what King is as a Lunarian, Big Mom talking about what she wanted and how it connects to everything. Like, I thought that was going to be a lot bigger deal than it was, because Zoro was like, I can't beat him unless I know what race he is. And he's like, yeah, that doesn't matter. And I was like, what's going on, bro? Like, we're kind of all over the place. And all I really want is, like, I want really nice choreography. That's what I like. I want to see. Having reread a lot of older One Piece, I'm like, I really miss how he used to choreograph fights. And one thing I've always given Oda credit for is if he wants to, he can craft a battle that's very pleasing to read. Think of Rob Lucci versus Luffy. Go back and reread that. Das Bones versus Zoro. Also phenomenal. If he really wants to, he can do this. He could be like a Kira Toriyama level, if you will. And it's just like, I haven't seen that. Like, Katakuri versus Luffy, he kind of did it here and there. And he kind of like, I was like, okay, so I was hoping that maybe more fights we got later on he'd kind of do that. The sequence with Zoro getting kicked, and he kind of goes with the momentum, and he swings the sword up with the bird slice, that was the best piece of choreography I've seen, like, all one almost. Like, that was great. Like, those are the kind of things that I really want to see more often, but I'm just like, this is over? King and Queen are done? That's it? It's not moving me. It's not moving me. It's for now I play other games. I just don't be alluding to them. Yeah. You didn't answer the question. Is that the first Ace Attorney you're playing, bitch? I'm asking you, not bitch, but like that's my question. They better not be the first one you're playing. First and second, Oda went out of his way to make them both unique, right? I'm reading One Piece again, and right now, bro, it's insane how much more effort he put into the fights in Baratie. Niggas thought I was talking shit when I said Don Krieg is an East Blue legend. That fight is legendary. Choreography wise, it was an entire left end. He shows hints of it there and there, but it's never consistent. That's really what it is. Like, he always has these moments where you see it, like he'll flash it, and then he won't go all the way through with it. Makes sense if you take into account Zoro gains 1,000% attack buff against Starsky. Zoro, by the way, is not beating those allegations. I'm sorry, bro. I was rooting for you. Phoenix Wright cannot defend you today. Yeah, it's just not. It's not going. I'm sorry, bro. I'm like, you have to be dark skinned? Damn. Zoro really hate niggas. They active Yonko crew, so they shouldn't be that rusty in the field. Silvership and OP's hardly done justice. I agree. Diamond Knuckles, yes. The Brass Knuckles Diamonds, the Wolf's Gold Armor, Military Might, MH Fight Gas Bomb, Needle Machine Gun, come on now. Exploding Battle Axe or Spear, come on now. Don Creed was clean, bro. Yeah. That fight, Don Creed versus Luffy is one of my favorite fights in the series. Incredible battle. He cut off 3/5 of his wing must be sending a message. I don't know. Cut you down from heaven. This is that. By the way, he did slay a dragon. He slayed the fire dragon, the magma thing that King sent out at him. So that's him slaying a dragon, bro. There you go. The prophecy fulfilled. Killed Kaido. Oh shit. I kind of hope King isn't done, but if he is, I'm worried about the Kaido plus the eventual filler chapters before that point. We'll see. 3/4 compromise, not the 3. I heard Zoro beat the allegations. He didn't. He added to the list of crimes. It's just disappointing. I honestly like. I thought this would be so epic. I do want to say I will say I do like this about Queen. Queen doesn't seem to be somebody who is particularly interested in using hockey and like things of that nature. And I like that. I think having a lot of combatants that are very high tier in terms of capabilities that don't rely on the basic 3 types of hockey or 2 types of hockey, if you will, is interesting. So for him to be relied on his Devil Fruit Mastery enhanced body through scientific enhancements and modification, I like that actually. I think that's a cool thing to add on some crews. Like, I somewhat see Sanji in that vein. Sanji can obviously use hockey, but the exoskeleton and germa science and whatnot, I kind of see that in a similar vein, because one thing I've never really seen Sanji use was the buso, the black hardening. You know, I know he's used hockey and they've said it like observation, obviously, and also armament, but they've said it through the like exposition. I've never seen him use the blackening version. So Sanji's kind of a weird version of that. But anyway, at this point, if you don't use hockey, you look weak to me no matter what you think. Really? Really? I think you should be able to do it. I think it's weird if he couldn't do it, maybe, but because like I know when Queen swung the sword against Sanji, I wondered why he didn't hockey it up. But I wonder if he's just not somebody who cares to use hockey because his body is actually augmented by science. Plus, he's got the durability of an ancient Zoan, so maybe he relies on that for so long. I don't know. Ancient Zoro relaxed. I prefer a Katakuri type situation where the hockey and the other abilities synergize. Okay, I can agree with that, because when he uses Kaku or block Mochi, what he's doing is he's combining the Mochi with his armament ability. That's fair. That's a good point. I'm not mad at that. Again, I'm not particularly mad at Queen's fighting style, though. I do think that he went out pretty sad. Like, my friend was saying that he was kind of upset about this because he saw Queen get ragdoll and fight against Big Mom and take Big Mom attacks and kind of like get up, so to speak. But he got kicked by Sanji like this and he's done for. But I will add the caveat that Sanji did kick him off the island. So even if he's like conscious or something, I don't know what he can do to land back on Onigashima because it's in the air. So yeah. I think he used hockey once. I'm not saying Queen couldn't use hockey in general. I'm just saying that like he doesn't seem to have to rely on that. It's not like his main way of fighting. He's got laser beams and cybernetic extending go gadget grab him with the claw, you know? Batman using more hockey. Bro, you would think Queen still had something in his kitty. Yeah, I felt too quick. Batman the GOAT. No, he's not. Team Rocket blasting off again. So yeah, it is what it is. But again, when I think about all of Sanji's fights from a jobber on stuff, I'm like, no, in Kurobi, when he goes on the offensive, he tends to win. His fights don't last as long as like Zoro's. Then Luffy's obviously lasting the longest. My hopes is that Kid-in-Law versus Big Mom can deliver in some way. I actually don't expect Oda to let me down with Kaido and Luffy, because thus far I haven't had a problem with Kaido and Luffy's or the rooftop stuff, whatever. Like, so I believe in Oda I believe Oda will take that one seriously enough, oddly enough. But I'm disappointed with the King and Zoro stuff. Honestly, in a lot of ways, like I don't like, even with King and with Sanji and Queen, I didn't care for that Sanji moment because I never believed he hit the bitch at all. Never believed it. On top of, I guess for me, I was thinking extremely logically. So when Sanji was like, "Oh no, now that I'm developing the exoskeleton, did I hurt a woman without thinking about it?" And I'm like, at zero instances has anybody from your whatchamacallit, anybody from your from the Vince Smoke family had exhibited like lapses in memory and emotional overload where they do something extremely negative or violent and don't recall it. They're just, they have hearts of ice. That's all it is. So if Sanji even was losing his emotions, he would remember what he did. So that was never moving me. So him breaking the raid suit and blah blah blah, none of that meant anything to me. Zoro's character moment, so to speak, too, feels very forced. I will admit that I don't think Oda did anything with adding the old man and inserting him into Zoro's backstory. It doesn't contradict anything that I can pinpoint, but I know he shoehorned that in there because those are the katana that he probably used to challenge Kuina properly, whatever the case is. And it's like to try to make it seem like Enma was destined and always meant to be his. It wasn't moving me. I didn't really like how he unlocked advanced conquerors. I always thought Zoro had conquerors haki because he's like the kind of parallel or mirror to Rayleigh, if you will. Not mirror, but like kind of like Rayleigh influenced the way that Luffy is kind of Roger influenced. So him having it was never a problem. I saw Luffy take those tangible steps. I think with me, I don't think that Sanji and Zoro earned it in the same facet. Sorry, I'm rambling. Yeah, I don't think most of the commanders use haki, to be honest. I think people wanted Sanji to struggle. Sanji having a hard fight is what it is. Like, I don't know if I cared for a back and forth between Queen and Sanji. I'm just not impressed with the actual combat and fight. Because when Queen was showcasing all of his drama abilities, he was talking way too much. Like, haki feels like a prerequisite to be strong to me. I wish Queen was consistently using haki, but he didn't rely on it. Okay, that's fair. Came out of half of Hockey Blue, want to be upset. Exactly. I was just happy he accepted he's a Vince Smoke and the other stuff was whatever. How do I feel about the raid failing? I don't have a problem with the raid failing. There are certain things that people speak about in the community that I never particularly wrapped my head around or particularly cared about from my standpoint. So, for example, the Act 3 thing, I don't care about the acts. I know Morge has this whole the Onigashima raid will fail. I don't care if the raid fails or not, honestly, at this point. There's probably a part of me that just like, however we end Wano, let's end it so we can move on because this is currently my least favorite One Piece arc overall. If it could end strong, maybe it'll still be Dressrosa, but this is easily the arc that I'm enjoying in the least right now. I think it could be forced because he basically showed us Zoro's whole past, like say a Brook, we only saw him as adults. You can ask him. Yeah, I got you. I got what you're saying. It just that whole brain blast connection he did to figure out what was going on with Enma and all that stuff. I'm like, this is not really Zoro to me, but it is what it is. And just as a quick side note, a couple of them ZKK whatever people found me that one video I did with Kingly Ambitions with King and Zoro. Leave me alone. I'm not even a part of this. Why y'all come for me? I'm not even a part of this. I'm not a Sanji or Zoro guy. I'm a crocodile guy. I'm not in this fight. I got no dog in this race, bro. Least favorite dog for me too, Turtle. Man said brain blast. That's what he did. I don't mind Sanji because at least it was genetic. Zoro went from not knowing he had conquerors to the highest tier in less than an hour. Too convenient for me. I feel that. Wano disappointing? Yes, Crocodile. Yes. Yeah. I've said this. I'll give you my quickest TLDR version of this. I do think at one point Oda did this with Luffy's power level. Whoop, real quick, like when no one's looking, like, oh yeah, just boost it a little bit. But I actually think Luffy is taking tangible steps that we have followed, that we can justify his journey from literally chapter 1 to 1,000 and whatever, clashing with Kaido and splitting the sky. I think it's totally okay, personally speaking. Because he beat a he trained, got his basics up, was beaten to the New World, lost a weird ability with Caesar, beat Doflamingo. Doflamingo was significant because he's a Shichibukai New World captain, very prominent New World captain, underworld broker, holding the reins, blah, blah, blah. Right? I think Doflamingo, it's one of the best all-rounders, if not the best all-rounder I've seen in the series, and that includes his lineage, military might, and his power politically. So he had power in so many facets. Right? Then you go third commander. Okay, you beat it with Nami with some help, with some rain, yada yada. Cool. Then you go first. Okay. Oh, the gap between you and Kaido was this big. Cool. And then that's he trained with like Kid and blah blah in the cuffs, and he learned to Ryoyu. But I do think at some point, like he did this a little bit to this like off screen to like kind of boost Luffy up. But to me, it's not that egregious. Sanji, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I actually buy the genetic lineage raid suit unlocking his bio like his like recessive Germa traits. So I was kind of okay with him getting the exoskeleton and getting a speed and power and durability boost as a result of the science that was performed on him many moons ago. I'm okay with that. Zoro kind of be like, okay, I have Conquerors now, but also I can use it in the advanced mode when Luffy had to get hit by Kaido enough times for him to really register what was happening to him. Like, it's just not, it's weird to me. Like, I don't know. It's not consistent. It is what it is, though. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with that. At least Dressrosa had Fuji and Dofi. This arc feels like a whole lot of ways. I am also an Iceberg guy. Iceberg is my guy. Crocodile with ice cubes. Luffy got his power up way more organically than Zoro and Sanji. I don't think it was perfect. It was definitely could have been a little sexier, but I do think that it works for the most part, if that makes sense. Wano is like Whole Cake Island where it has its peak and drops since wedding roof piece. Fair enough. No, Whole Cake Island's far better than Wano. I agree with that. I actually like Whole Cake. So much Wano hate in the comments. I don't know if it's hate, but it's concern. Did you want to come in and did you want to chime in at all, Pat? Before I wasn't planning on streaming long. I was just waiting for y'all to be ready at Discord. But do you want to chime in at all, brother? Brother Pat, brother. Want to chime in, brother? I mean, for all of you, not me. I'm having fun. No, yeah, I know you're good. You're fine. You're great. I mean, it works for you too, cause like Sanji packing Queen just makes you look good. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a big deal. I think the raid has gone too easily, especially compared to Whole Cake Island. You gotta get moved so I can work out soon. I'll catch y'all later. Thank you for coming through. I also appreciate you sliding. I honestly think the raid has been too easy, especially compared to Whole Cake Island. How we saw Danish Yonko crew compared to. You know what? I never held this opinion before. I didn't say this often, but like I'm definitely I'm team like Big Mom Pirates over the Beast Pirates. I think I have found the Big Mom Pirates to be a lot more impressive than the Beast Pirates in an overall general scale. There are very small things I think that the Beast Pirates have done better or equally as well, but overall, I actually think as far as the Yonko crews go, I like Big Mom's crew a bit more personally. You better change the name to Whole Cake Island. Yeah. I do think the raid has been going a little easy, but I actually always thought Otama's Kibi Dangos would kind of even that out from a number standpoint, so I accepted my fate. Cracker definitely better than Jack. Yeah, Big Mom Pirates better, and they're not even that great. I was gonna say like they're not even like highly impressive or competent, but like the thing that I keep seeing on the TL is stop comparing King to Katakuri, and I don't know what to do with that because I thought I would have more information with King to go off if I had to compare him to any other first, whatever the case is, but I don't have much. This fight was very short. And what he displayed was impressive. It looks to me like he did use a Conqueror's Hockey to some degree. I don't know how you guys interpreted that one panel, but I could have been wrong about it. Why would King go to high school against Zoro, who isn't speedy? Zoro's not like... It's like it's not like he's not fleet-footed, like he's not quick, agile like that. But Zoro's not slow overall. He's got great reaction speed, explosive speed, and things like that. But I hear what you're saying. I think that was because I don't think King registered that Zoro figured out how his fire works. So I think after that he did. So. Oh yeah. Brother Pat, brother Pat, brother. But yeah, I thought Zoro pushed him away from his conquerors. I think if King used it, it would have been clearer. I think that was yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I thought it was an advanced Conqueror's Clash, but even at one, I'm gonna find the panel for a second. But what's up? What's up, pal? How you doing, man?
Watashi ga kita.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
it's a good weekend.
Why is it a good weekend? Oh, you see Spider because you see Spider Man tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
I feel it. I'm not in any rush to see it, but I'm also not a theater guy, and the pandemic made me miss them even less than I already did. So
Oh.
I've never been a theater guy. I'll watch that shit in my house. You know me. I'll put a straw hat on.
I like the atmosphere.
No, I will say there's a lot of movies that my experience were enhanced by being in theater. I will never take that away. Like I don't like I don't like Stampede the same way, but I love that I saw Stampede with my friends in theater. That was a blast. Great movie. Shout out to Film Red when it comes out. Let me see. Zoro versus King here. The part where I thought I thought they did a Conqueror's Clash a little bit, but there's a part here where King looks in the direction of like his subordinates and they pass out, but that could just be them containing whatever vestiges of their consciousness from Zoro's conquest. Now that I'm looking at it, maybe I misread that's probably me. So maybe just
Uh,
go ahead.
yeah, it's hard to tell. A lot of stuff in One Piece is hard to tell visually nowadays. I won't lie about that. Because I'm looking, I think he is using conquerors, but like, until somebody says something, all I can do is guess.
Because when Zoro gets away from him, when he tries to like thing his blades, I thought they had a clash there, but maybe Zoro's the one that just pushed him away. Then maybe King doesn't have conquerors.
Yeah, because it looks like the way it normally looks when there is a conqueror's clash, because it's black lightning like in the circle of where the impact was, streaking outwards on both sides. So I was like, oh, was that a conqueror's clash? But I couldn't really tell, honestly.
Yeah, I get the Straw Hats have plenty of aces, pun intended, but I thought the Beast Pirates would be more brutal to whoever they managed to take down. Imagine samurai seeing their brethren getting stabbed and torn apart in front of them. I feel that. Facts online. Yep, yep. Some fodder was talking while being half knocked out. Yeah, I think it might have been like when Zoro did it, they were like, "Oh, King Sama's fan." Like, I think they were fainting maybe. I think they were just not knocked out fully yet because maybe Zoro can't fully exert his will that way. But I mean, real talk though, what do you think with these last two fights? Like generally speaking, and like this, like the Sanji, I gave the caveat that Sanji's fights usually end when he really goes on the offensive, so I wasn't shocked to see that Queen was done. But what are your
Hmm.
thoughts?
Well, starting with Sanji, that was my favorite chapter of the year. It's just, man, that shit was so reminiscent of the old days. The way he just went into full on straight TOD mode on Queen, bust out a new attack. I'm like, man, look at him. He's so goaded. He fight with his feet only. He comboing this man up. Now he uses a
Off the
new type
ground
of
combo.
Diablo jumper. Like, bro,
Nigga
he
hit it with the
juggling
OTG
him.
move. I said, bro, Sanji.
The man said Ifrit Jamba. I saw one thread. People can be so knowledgeable about these things. It's very interesting. But like apparently like the namesake for Diablo Jamba, like the historical lore behind it is like the the demon of the Demon King Diablo was like whatchamacallit, a castaway son or rejected son or something like that. And then that's why he named the attack that. And then like Ifrit is like the return of like the demon son that claims his rightful throne as king when he's coming of age or something like that. I gotta find it. But it was pretty interesting. I was like, I don't know if that's what Oda is really going for, but if it is, he's more of a genius than I thought.
I I know a little bit about Ifrits from Jins and whatnot. I couldn't go into detail, but Diablo is just devil in French, so that's how I took it. Like literally, he's saying devil egg. Diablo jump,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I just took it as him. You know, Oda said his nationality would he be from France if he was real, right? So I thought he was just doing that. I didn't go too much into the devil thing, but I do find it interesting that with the king of hell and Ifrit Diablo Jump, like these two are kind of getting more demonic, kind of like I don't know if you kind of noticed that a little bit. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, as they get stronger, they become recognized as real monsters.
Yeah, cause I think like for me, what I noticed is that I guess while he's using Enma properly the way Odin did, it kind of seems to have an effect on his other blades. They seem to be coated in some weird particle effect. I don't know if you noticed that. And it looked to me like that particle effect and the conquerors, the advanced conquerors, were two different things swirling around his blade.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
It's see this is my thing with Zoro, right? This is why I don't get upset that he's suddenly gotten much stronger because I feel like Enma is forcing him to be strong because it extracts the hockey from the user,
Mm-hmm.
and because he has to constantly output the max level of hockey that he has in order to keep the sword under control, it's like raising his base level.
I hear what you're saying because like to me, this almost comes across to me as a mode, a form almost like King of Hell mode, where like while he's exerting his hockey to the finest, all of his attacks are going to have that to it. So I kind of hear what you're saying. The biggest defense I've always had for Zoro, but again, I don't like to give it to Oda because it's one of those things where I think I'm rationalizing for him. Is he's the one character I know is always training. Whether he'll
Mm.
sleep, he'll sip his sake, he'll tend to his blades and hit them push-ups, hit the gym. I know he's training, right? So I know he's getting stronger. I just need that to be portrayed a little better. But okay, how did you feel about the character moments with the Sanji and Queen fight, and how did you feel about the choreography?
Okay, so with Sanji, I don't know, man. Like Oda just gets into a different bag when he writes Sanji's character. It's just man, he just be snapping. Like Whole Cake Island, for all intents and purposes, was a retrieval arc, and at the same time, it was an arc to spotlight the origin for Sanji, and then like him overcoming past trauma and recognizing that his life has value to others. Like he always felt like he was the most expendable, even going through like Thriller Bark. He like, nah, don't mess with the crew, just take my life instead and stuff like that. He's always the first one to put himself on the line because he doesn't think highly at all of himself. So, well, Whole Cake, this is Luffy telling him like, I can't be Pirate King without you, and then like Reiju letting him know like you have friends on the sea that will always want you to stay by your side. That was great for him for self awareness, but like from a combat perspective, we didn't really get anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sure, we saw him dodge Katakuri, like, when he saw into the future, but he wasn't able to foresee that he was going to dodge it. And like when he speed blitz Oven, but like Oven is a nobody. So,
Mm-hmm.
but now,
Legitimately a waste you.
now that we see Queen, the former scientist with Judge, he trying to get the secrets of the raid suit. He pestering Sanji. That after like a couple chapters down the line we come through, he's like, nah, actually, I already knew what you call Judge did with all his other sons. I just wanted to show you that my science transcends your dad. Not listening to this nigga when he's telling him like, yo, I really don't fuck with those guys. Like, I don't really care.
Show me the right
But
suit. Show me the science. Show me the science. Show me the science.
like he just pestering him the whole time. He's just like, show me the raid suit, put it on, da da da, all that shit. And so I just like, bro, no, like stop bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going back to Whole Cake Island with him overcoming his trauma because he has to take on Queen, who can use all three of his brother's abilities. And then at the same time, when he fucking packs him to hell, you have the mouse at the end where you go back when he was a child.
Feeding
Judge
Rex.
that was like
That's
yeah that was like
I
the
got
final
the
straw.
Chuji thing. I just thought it was forced, but I got it.
I mean, you can say that.
Some horror running around looking for a rat. Come on, man.
You can, yeah, I can see that,
But
but it fits.
I guess. Okay, fair
So
enough.
yeah, it was a nice moment for him.
Just real quick, talk about the choreography in a second. But to answer you, Ryan, he said, "What do y'all think about Zoro potentially dying from hockey exertion, but Luffy can run out of hockey and just be okay with it? It eludes me because to me it's different. Because Luffy runs out of whatever natural hockey he has, and he's tired. But Luffy is still able to run around and whatnot. I think Enma's way of taking her hockey. I'm sure. Like, let's say he didn't have Enma, and Zoro used up all his hockey. I'm sure it'd be the same thing. He'd probably still run around and move around. He'd be tired and need time to replenish it because hockey is a finite source of power. It's not infinite. But the way that Enma is doing it, I think it's like sucking it right out of you, and I think it's just a lot more dangerous in the heat of battle. So it comes across to me like two things: either because he's expending so much and he's not regulating it properly, he could just die in the heat of battle because he's not particularly used to fighting like that because he's not conserving his mana, his energy meter, if you will. He basically just letting like he's spamming all his special attacks until that shit goes to zero almost, right? And then the other one to me is like Enma doing it like remember his arm turns like mad skinny too. It's almost like it's draining you of life force. So I think like the sword can kill you if you cannot tame it or master it, which is why it was such a feat for Odin to be able to do it. I think if Luffy held on to like Enma and had to fight like that, he'd be in this he'd face this similar dangers. That's just my speculation though. I can't prove that. So that's for your question. Damn, what's on your spirit, sir? You don't like compassionate hoes? If I find a bitch chasing a mouse, I'm not talking to her. Okay, that's all I know. Like, use your rodent. I'm leaving. Like if you run a marathon to be out of energy, but if you're forced to keep running, you'll die. That's what I think. Oh, well, yeah, I kind of get what you're saying. Like, he's not getting to manage his energy or his hockey reserves. So, but yeah, all right. So, what about the choreography? The actual kicks from start to finish.
With Sanji's,
Yeah, I'll get to Zoro
it
after.
was good. Yeah, it wasn't the best fight he's ever had, but it was pretty good. I like the sequence at the end, of course. But like Queen was grabbing him, slamming him around. Sanji moving so fast that Queen couldn't even see him. That was pretty cool. Uh, what else happened?
He turned invisible, Queen.
Yeah, Queen turned invisible. I mean, that don't move me because he's fucking gigantic. He's a goddamn brachiosaurus. So turning invisible doesn't do anything for you, my guy. You're a big target.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I guess as a quick side note, like it is funny because to me like I don't get mad at the ancient Zoan thing and them being durable and blah 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 and I don't know who is or isn't awakened. Are you mad at the way that the dinosaurs are going down? The reason why I'm asking that, yo, is that my guy Wenji? What's up, man? The reason why I asked that is because what the fuck was I talking about? I lost my train of thought. That's crazy. Was that thing, Pat?
You said, does it bother me that the dinosaur
Oh,
zones?
like the ancient zones. Like, do you care that they're like they seem to like I know that they kind of hype them up to be like they're so hard to take down, they're so durable, but they're all kind of going down and not getting up, so to speak. I've seen a lot of people in the community always be like, "Oh, these ancient zones, ancient zones." Personally, don't care too much because this might sound weird. I never believed them. That wasn't moving me. Like the ancient zones were like, I'm like I don't know about that one, bro. Why? Because they dinosaurs? Like I guess that wasn't moving me. Though I get it. The statement was made, and it almost looks to not be as consistent. Except maybe with Jack. I think with Jack, all things considered, you could say like he kept fighting. He sucks, kept losing. He not it. He a dumbass, but he ugly, he raggedy, and he a bitch ass nigga. But he kept fighting for a long time, all things considered. Like he might be the only one that properly embodied that, I guess. But what do you think?
I think for the most part, they pretty much fit the bill about how tough they are because you think about it, Sanji has been kicking Queen a lot, like since the fight started. Like he hit him with Hell Memories. He hit him with the Jushuta when they Zoro and Sanji first got back up. Uh, what else? He hit him with another attack too. Like he's literally been kicking the fuck out of this man for like 5 chapters on and off, and he just kept getting back up unfazed. Like he had to use a brand new attack, and this is an attack that Sanji didn't want to use up until his new body was.
Pat? He said until his new body was, and I lost him. Pat.
Yeah, I have to say page 1 too, because he was taking some hits from the raid suit.
Okay.
OT got hit with a Thunder Bagua.
And a laser
Grant-
cannon.
Yeah, granted it was from Yamato, not Kaido.
Did that take her out though? Cause even Luffy hit her a couple times. You know what? All right. You know what? Ulti 2. Fair enough.
Yeah, she got knocked out for a little bit and then she popped back up.
Do you think it could be? Do you think? You know what? I'm not even gonna try to get into the different animals. Maybe depending on what type of dinosaur or animal or Asian you have, or maybe because mammoths, big elephants, so sturdy, so strong. But
that might be it.
Yeah, Zoans the wackiest. They're like pseudo legendaries. I honestly think Oda just lies to his audience sometimes. Marco level shit. They sound like rare and legendary. You know what I'm saying? You know what though? I did remember randomly when I was reading the fight that like Marco had been fighting with Queen and King. For a while too. I didn't make that mental note initially, so I had to add that when I was thinking about it because I'm like because I'm like King's like I'm reaching my limit like why? It's like you know what? You were fighting Marco for a bit, so and Marco nice. Marco colder than both of them niggas, so.
We were in a group chat today. There was talking about how we view the Yonko commanders, whether they think Katakuri is more impressive than King or King is more impressive. And I was just like, at the end of the day, Katakuri don't got a single low point like King got when he was facing Marco, because that shit was embarrassing.
Here's like listen, I don't know. I wish I had more information on King to go off of. And Katakuri is not an idiot, so I think he'd figure out what King's weakness is. I actually think in terms of attack power that I've seen or offensive capabilities I've seen, I'm actually more impressed with King. That's the only thing.
For sure.
Like one thing about Katakuri that is very lackluster to me is his quote unquote knockout power or like put you down attacks. Like I get it's Luffy, and I do think trying to beat him to death, hockey included or not, is the worst way to try to take him out. Thus, you had Mogura. Mogura was your way. But still, Katakuri could not keep that nigga down. I was not impressed by that. That's the thing that I found the least impressive about him. I wonder, like, do you really have attacks that will put someone down? If you get hit by that magma dragon thing, you're done, bro. When he pulled his Kufi back and That's all. Plus, you got like a pretty special lineage, all things considered. So that's really all. I don't know who's stronger. I really don't care, but yeah.
Yeah, I was telling them like King Raw, he got the stronger attacks for sure, but like I can't see Katakuri facing Marco and then getting little broed like that. I just can't see it.
What's up, Mikey? Yeah, I know I agree with you. What's up, Mikey? Yeah.
Because this man Marco had them flying in different directions, both of them at the same time. By the way, not just one on one.
Yeah,
he hit that nigga with the fucking flying knee. Like, it was like, rah. Ooh, this shit was raw.
Just the fact that Cat used armament obviously makes him better than all commanders. I mean, King was using armament. You don't know, but they're clearly not observation people, so I don't like that. And like I said earlier, I don't know if you agree with this. I actually kind of, I do think. Okay, I can't remember who said it, and I wish I had the comment, but someone did say this. I think you should be able to use hockey if you're a certain level of strength no matter what. But I do like the idea that there are combatants who have reached kind of like the top of the One Piece, combat threshold without relying on it. Which is why I was actually okay with Queen being a cybernetic dinosaur and not a hockey man. If you always say hockey man, I actually like that. I like that. I'm okay with that. Like if I was Luffy and I came to, like, challenge you and you were like, let's say you were like a Skypean and your like ability to use dials was crazy, reject all that. Like I'm okay with that because that's creative to me. That's you not having to buy into the kind of stereotypical generic power system of One Piece, finding a way around it and overcoming that. I actually like that. But yeah. But yeah, hold on. Marco was doing WWE moves on there. That shit was crazy. When Marco came with the knee. He came with the knee, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yo, he came with the fucking knee of justice like he Captain Falcon, nigga. I said, bro, that shit's clean.
Nah. This nigga Raider said he had them yoked up under each arm.
Right? Right? Only thing is Cat's knockout power is up in the air because it's against Luffy. I actually think that's a good point. I was gonna get there. I agree with that, Miles. All that people are taking dice mochi or burning mochi. I would say dice mochi. I think the burning mochi they might get up from. I agree with the damage part, but I put Cat's endurance over King's off what we've seen. That's kind of fair. Give the boys nuggies. The thing was nice. It seems too many top tiers aren't actually hockey master, which is weird. Don Krieg kind of showed me that Tex wasn't enough. And man, Don Krieg had the weaponry. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Had the arsenal. Cat will discover King's weakness. I agree with that. All while possibly not even being touched. His deal spikes.
That shit got me thinking, man. Dice mochi. She.
Because like it's one like when you hit Luffy with that and stick him on it, that's hurting him a little bit. But I actually assume the slam is not hurting him. That will hurt on someone else. That's not doing anything to Luffy, like I said. Like,
Yeah,
if I punch Luffy in the face with hockey,
crazy.
Right here is where it hurts. But when he gets hit into the wall, that's not hurting him. Like that's never been lost on me. So yeah, how do you train a Zoan though? You can train it. You just use it more often. And like one thing that wasn't something I saw often until maybe a little later, maybe Mark was the first, was the partial transformations, where it's just like I'll just turn my hand into the Phoenix Talon and grab it and fling you, shit like that.
I think Marco was the first one to do that.
Okay, yeah, because at first, like Chopper aside, it was just you have human, man, beast, animal, full Zoan form, right? But I do think some people could just kind of like, if I might just I might be able to, like, let's say I'm Rob Lucci, maybe I could just turn my tail into the tail, grab you by the neck, Roku Oga, and you're done. I might have to go full leopard. So yeah, I forgot not every fruit got awakening. I mean, awakening seems to be something you have to personally attain that level of mastery yourself. I'm not sure how the jailer beasts were able to do it because they come across as pretty nose running with snot, just whatever. But they were awakened, and it seems like it gives them a bit of a healing factor. Everyone else that was awakened, I think they did it as an account of their own strength and training or mastery of their fruit. I don't think it's like an award you get for depending on what fruit. I think every fruit in every category in every class can be awakened, but you have to be able to reach that level. Do you guys think Cat is a glass cannon or Luffy's punch is that strong? What do you think?
I mean, I don't want to call him a glass cannon though, because he was eating some hits. Mm-hmm. Like when Luffy hit him with Gear 4 the first time, he kind of rocked his shit, but he was also the first person where like he got hit by Gear 4 and he was still whooping Luffy's ass afterwards.
He was. Sorry, hold on 1 second. Forgot. Can you make Mold's physical stats longer? I feel like it's similar to basic weight training. I think so. You can. But I think you have to. I think for some certain modes, what you have to do is you have to be. You know what? I kind of like how Dragon Ball does it, where it's like it's not that Frieza's not strong on 100% power, but who the fuck can push him to have to sustain that for long? He's not used to that. So once he goes maximum, he's burning his energy way faster because Goku is used to fighting people weaker, as strong, or stronger than him. So he has the full combat experience. If that makes sense. That's the best way to explain that.
Yeah.
As for Cat, to me, the biggest glass cannon for somebody of a certain tier of strength was Cracker. To me,
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
opinion,
Cracker got hit one time and he was done for.
I understand he went through his own biscuits and into the town, but still, Cat Curry, I would say, is lacking maybe in overall like vitality, but I could chalk it up to he's probably hasn't been challenged in a long time or really ever, so he's not used to that yet.
Probably ain't been touched in a long
Yeah,
time either.
Luffy's used to fighting all out all the time, right? So different things, which is why I actually think it's somewhat of a disadvantage if you've always stood at the top. I think you need to experience everything, being better than somebody to know how you over underestimate them. I'll be honest. There's people that I've underestimated just based off of appearance and stuff like that, and I have to check myself real fast in the soccer game. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to
Mm.
be able to navigate all the different experiences because I was the type of person who would play at the level of the person I'm playing at, and I had to learn to always play at a certain level tier, no matter who I'm facing. I don't care if this team is 0-10, kill them. But that's
Kill him.
but I had to learn that, you know. So yeah, I think King should be able to do that. Cat might have
That's
gotten
that
his
Kobe
kind of boost.
mentality.
Yeah, after going against the MC, also portrayed as a potential future leader, unlike King. Fair enough. Knowing the prison, they probably torture him to get there. Cat is a glass cannon, but I think his endurance weaker than other cannons. Yeah, okay, that's fair. I'll catch out the hours. Take care, man. Wasn't Cracker really weak to pain? He did say that, but I also, and that's part of his probably hitting the Cracker, but that's the point. Like One Piece characters can take a lot of punishment, even the regular ones. Like I remember seeing Koha back in Alabasta. I'm like, he's dead. He wasn't dead, right? Obviously, Pell's a bit of a joke, stuff like that. Pound, blah blah blah. They take a lot of punishment, even the very regular ones. So I was a little shocked to see basically Cracker pretty much get hit once, go through his own biscuits, and he was done. Like I didn't even see that nigga for the rest of the arc. Not even the bandages on some like that fucking straw hat. Like he's gone. So yeah.
Big Mom put his ass in timeout.
Okay, so yeah. So what about Zoro's fight with King? How do you feel about this one?
Um, I'm not
'Cause
even gonna lie to you,
to
man.
me, the choreography was better, a little bit. Like I'll say
Yeah,
this: when Zoro was like he's using his speed and he got hit in the face, but he rode with the momentum to hit him with the slash. That was fucking clean. That was stupid clean.
nigga.
But more
Nigga.
of that, nigga. More, moto. I need more. That wasn't enough.
Moto.
I needed more, bro. Well, but what do you think? What do you think about the choreography in the King and Zoro fight?
Listen, bro. Man, nigga. Bro knows Zoro. Now you gonna hold you, boss. That nigga started off the fight. He already diced him up in the face. The mask fall off. I'm like, all right, he getting the hang of it now with the conquerors.
Mm.
These niggas start fighting. That nigga I said Queen King start flying. He parrying him while he in the air.
You
He
know
get
what? I'm
knocked
gonna start
back.
calling that nigga Arbor. Sorry, keep going.
But nah, he get knocked back. They start fighting. He hit him with a purgatory onigiri. This shit cancel out with an attack of his own. Then nigga Zoro starting to read the flow of his opponent techniques. So like, okay, when the flames burning on his back, his defense is out of this world. But when they go out, he fast as shit, but I can hurt him. Then the sword, bro, I knew I wasn't bugging before because when he used the sword the first time, it had teeth. So I was like, when he was fighting him a couple chapters prior, it was a normal sword. I was like, what happened to the other one?
Mm-hmm.
This shit transformed right before my very eyes. I'm like, nigga, what? When he caught him in the swords, he was going to fucking disarm Zoro's swords with the teeth on the blades. And then Zoro pushed them back off. Then he fucking somersaulted back, and King came flying through with a kick.
She did.
It was wrong.
Honestly, I like that one panel too, cause like it shows you the size difference too. I like that part. That was good. I like when you show the skin, cause I know King is big as shit, bro. Like, big as
Yeah,
hell.
bro. And he kicked him. And Zoro was like, "Oh, he in his speed form." And when he got kicked, he fucking flipped and sent a upward slash. I'm like, nah, this shit going hard. Nah, this choreography was kicking. That shit was raw. I don't know how you didn't enjoy it, bro. I'm
I
sorry.
didn't say I didn't enjoy it. I was let down. Like I don't know.
That's not synonymous.
I had moments where I popped. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say this real quick before I
Okay.
forget. Why y'all niggas? Why some niggas just think you could change a nigga's name, bro? My name is Arbor, not King, bitch. Whether my name is King or Arbor, I'm still this fucking strong. Who y'all think you are? Shinta, too soft for a swordsman. Your name? No, my name is Naya, bitch. Okay, you ain't changing my name to King. I don't want to be called King. Fuck you. My name is Arbor or Albert, and the other one that I seen, but yeah, this is a side note. Cause I thought that was so funny. Like, you're strong, call yourself king. Like, bitch, I'm still strong if my name is Arbor. But all right. Anywho, um, yeah, I really think this was a step in the right direction, all things considered. Because I thought this was better than the last week's stuff that I got with a little clashing yada yada. I just was surprised that it ended. I think. I'm hoping that King might have a one last resort attack or something. But to me, Zoro's triumph over King has to be a more, or even Sanji kind of to me, I thought had to be a more significant moment. It can't just be like, we just be another crew. It's as work as usual because even Sanji and Zoro put emphasis on like, yo, this fight is important. Like, you know, we're the wings of the Pirate King, yada, future Pirate King, yada yada. So I was just like, the moment didn't have the level of seriousness, focus, and all of those things that I think I wanted. And I don't want, and I hate being the guy who's like, didn't meet my expectations, therefore I'm not happy. Cause I don't want to be the guy who's like, it didn't do what I wanted, therefore that means it's bad. I'm not trying to do that, and I'm not really doing that. But that's kind of my problem. Cause like, remember when he said like finding out King's race? By the way, Zoro's not beating these allegations again. Sorry, I was rooting for him, but you know, he's like, his race is important. Then this chapter is like, that shit don't matter. I'm like, what are we doing? Or because it didn't make it seem like, it doesn't matter anymore because I figured out the fire thing, and this like felt like a flip flop almost. But it was a little better from a choreography standpoint than the Sanji part, but the Sanji finisher was better. You know,
Yeah.
cutting through the fire was cool, but I saw that coming. I'm like, when he flew away, I'm like, is he gonna shoot the fire at him? I know he has Kinemon's fire cutting ability, so he might just send that shit through, and he did. I'm like, all right, fine. Naya, is it better to be supported via PayPal, regular subscription? Does it do the same? Does Twitch take some of it away? That's a good question. I don't know. I wish I knew. I wish I could tell you. I'd rather get the PayPal, I guess, but I don't know. I actually have no idea how Twitch money works yet. I haven't done my research. I wish I knew. I'm sorry, bro. I'll know by January 1st, 2022. I'll know everything I need to know. And real quick, for people who are saying, "Oh, the anime will flesh it out." Fair enough. I want the manga to be good too. I want to be able to read the manga and enjoy what I'm reading from start to finish. Like I don't. The anime is great. If it flesh upon it is great, that's fine. Like the Kamizo file, I like it more in the anime, but still, it makes me sad that I open the manga and I don't get that experience. I still want that. So I don't like using the anime to flesh things out as an excuse for why it's fine to be in my what I believe to be lackluster in the manga. So
And that's okay.
I need Crocodile to come back, bro.
Just know you was tweaking when you said Zoro versus I am better.
I was obviously exaggerating. It's hyperbole, but my point was that like the fight that Sanji and Zoro get for me felt like the movie fights they get. They get their one little see I'm pressing you like no you're not I win now right, but no Luffy's fights get more focused. But for a movie I understand. They felt like they got a movie-esque fight and it's such an impactful moment in my opinion. But hey, it is what it is. If they
I understand.
I feel it.
I understand why you would feel that way because in totality, these fights have been going on pretty fucking long. But The problem is they weren't being focused on for entire chapters.
Yeah.
So like we were getting bits, pieces, cut away, come back, and then we had a chapter where it was like, all right, it's time to focus on the chapter, the fight done.
Yeah. I was okay with the
So I understand what you mean.
yeah. What's up, Badger? How you doing, brother? But um, do you think the length of these fights, in terms of what we actually got to experience in the manga, was a little disappointing, or you good? You cool with it?
It's a good question. I like Sanji. I would have liked a little bit more from Zoro.
I think it's okay. I think we're in the same boat there. I think with Sanji, I'm a little used to the formula that I could forgive that he did that. I still wish Queen went a little longer, but I could forgive it because it's at least it's kind of consistent.
It also has to do with like the type of personality that Queen has. Like
Yeah,
this nigga is a massive jokester, man. Like he on screen doing all this yada yada yada, talking about German science and doing all this extra shit. I'm just like, nigga, enough. I'm not a scientist. I don't care.
yeah. Right. I don't even like these niggas. Yeah, I don't know. I wish it was gonna be longer, but it, see, I don't even know if this Law and Kid one, like I wanted to go hard, but like nah, the only one I just know he's not gonna fuck up the Kaido one with Luffy. I have faith he's not gonna fuck that one up. So all things considered,
Nah,
what one thing I know is he'll give Luffy his moment. Luffy will get to like fight properly. Like while I don't think the Doflamingo fight is that great, at the end of the day, it still had like focus and emphasis on it and blah blah blah. I think the category fight's actually pretty good, all things considered. Even though for the majority of it, it's an ass whooping more than it is a fight, but I like it. Um, yeah, and Rooftops was good, was already good so far, but things remain to be seen. Since hold on, it's like since Oda's been having Zoro fight the Supernova, he might have accumulated wins of enough to make up for the length. I, I've always said that like it's almost like he wanted to make Kamizo, aka Killer, that in between step, which I can kind of forgive, but hockey bloom, hockey bloom, hockey bloom, hockey bloom. I have faith in Kaido's fight for sure. Yeah, what if Queen just acted knockout like at Udon? That'd be dope. I just Oda breaks his formula a lot more often than people give him credit for. Would you not say that? Would you not agree with that, Pat?
which formula?
Just a formula in general. So if he has like a when A happens, B happens, then C happens, there's always a moment or a time frame where he won't do it that way. For example,
Yes, he does it all the time.
the deaths, even with deaths, right?
Hmm.
In the present time, Marineford was a very important war arc where stakes and stuff need to be felt, and I always found that Ace and Whitebeard being our first two deaths, major deaths, was significant. He switched up the formula there. That's why I was upset at the Kinemon, Kiku, and thing there, because I thought for Marineford's, for Wano's war, so to speak, he would tap into that again. So I was hoping for the fights at least. For like Sanji, he might change the formula again and give him a real all-out brawl with Queen. But Sanji tends to win his fights quickly when he goes on the offensive. Zoro and Luffy tend to struggle a lot more when they're fighting. Zoro kind of had a Sanji fight. He like won in one chapter, and once he really went on the offensive or understood what was going on or got unlocked what he needed to unlock, which shocked me. Queen getting up, I think is unlikely. But if it happens, that's great. That's cool. King is the one that I think could get up. Or might be like, he's like falling down, like I have one last resort or some shit. I don't know. Pterodactyl slam. I don't know. But nigga use flare blitz in the fucking in this fucking pterodactyl. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I got.
Nigga gonna come through with Brave Bird looking like he's the Raptor.
Yeah. Powerful Star Raptor. But that's all I have for today, guys. I wasn't gonna. This wasn't supposed to be a long stream. I was supposed to stream something earlier, but it is what it is. I'm gonna go get my chicken wings. Do you want? No, we have to wait till Simi's ready. So whenever Simi has work tomorrow, so we can't do it tomorrow. Maybe Sunday. I don't know. We'll see.
Football.
All right. See y'all on Monday.